Yep. Thanks, everybody, for coming. It's an exciting day for us. You guys have probably already seen we've signed Tyreke Evans and Doug McDermott. It's been out there for a few days, but we officially did it today. A little bit of a backdrop on how free agency started and how we went through this process. We really wanted to create as much cap space as we possibly could, and we were able to get about $20 million. And as part of that process, Chad Buchanan, our general manager, said, let's look at a couple things that we feel like is really important. Number one, we really wanted to take a hard look at who was one of the best shooters, specifically in that second unit. And Doug's name kept coming over and over, and we were in dialogue with his agent. And we feel like he's a great addition because his catch and shoots statistically are off the charts. And we felt like in the playoffs, that's one of the things we needed. And so that checked that box. And the second thing we said, we absolutely have to have another player, creator, rebounder, and passer. And as we're going through the process, we got to know Tyreke a little bit. He showed some interest in us. We showed some interest in him. And at the end of the day, we couldn't be more thrilled with both of these signings. So when you look at our overall team, we have 7 of our top returning starters, and we're adding a dynamic playmaker who I think is really one of the special, unique talents in this league to the team, and then an elite shooter. And so we felt like we checked the box with those two additions. We're thrilled. We couldn't be more excited. These guys are us. We've gotten to know them a little bit. We're looking forward to getting them in our culture. We've talked to them about what's it like to be a Pacer. Last year's team stood on its own merits, and this team has its own opportunity to be a very good team. And today we're very excited to have these two guys, and we think we have a chance to be a really good team in the future. And that was our goal. We wanted to come out of this free agency adding 2 or 3 guys that we felt like fit us and that could address a couple of our needs. So shooting, check. Playmaking and unique talent, check. So today's a good day for us. Questions?
For Doug and Tyreke, you had other opportunities. Why did you decide that Indiana was the right place for you guys to be?
I just think the culture, just watching this team last year in the playoffs, you kind of just want to be a part of it, watching it. It looks like all the guys get along. They're all pulling for each other. And having played with Vic and Domas briefly in OKC, just knowing what kind of guys those guys are, I really wanted to be a part of it.
For me, just watching them through the whole season, the whole team looked like they wanted to win and make the playoffs and do the best they could. And just watching the playoff games and how they battled in Cleveland that last game that they should have won, it was just the fight they put in. And me coming to the East for the first time, I just thought I've been in the West my whole career, so coming to the East, I was looking for a change, and I thought this is the perfect team for me.
Tyreke, you've had some health issues the past few years, although this last year in Memphis, played very well. What is your health status? Any concerns going forward?
Nope, I'm fine.
Good.
Has anyone on the Pacers team, Oladipo or anyone, reached out to you guys already?
Yeah, pretty much everyone has, and I think that says a lot about what I was saying earlier. It's the first team I've been on where pretty much the whole team reached out once it happened. So just really cool to be a part of. Vic hit me up, Domas, Darren, Thaddeus, all those guys. So definitely it makes you feel like you want to be a part of something.
Yeah, same. The guys hit me up. Played with Darren, played with Vic in Miami. Summer League, Thad, pickup game. So, I mean, pretty much everybody.
This is for both of you. I know it's early and you guys haven't had a chance to practice with the team yet, but when you look at this team and what they were able to do last year in the playoffs against the Cavaliers, what they have now, and adding you two guys, what do you see as the potential of this team moving forward?
I think the sky's the limit. I think they obviously had a great team last year and had a great run, but I think both of us add something unique to this team. I think both of us can play really well off each other. I feel like I can really space the floor for not only Tyreke but Vic and a lot of these other guys that are great playmakers. And I think they can benefit off me, but I can also benefit off them with the way they put pressure on the defense. And I think they'll give me a lot of good open looks.
Yeah, same for me. Just being a creator, attacking the basket, rebounding, just finding guys. I have really good IQ, so I know what a guy likes from just playing with him a few times. So I can just tell what they like, whether they pick and pop or, a guy like the roll. So, I mean, me just being a basketball player, I think I would fit right in just the way I play.
I got two, Wes, so don't be frisky over there. First for you, Tyreke. How many of the games down the stretch did you miss last year where you were a healthy scratch? There are whispers around the league of the team's tanking and they held you out.
No reason. I just was a organization decision just to sit me out. So
So the point is you didn't miss a ton of games when you were hurt?
No, I was not hurt. No.
If it's okay, no one said I can ask you a question, Nate, but I'm asking you a question, Nate. You've had this guy for about 72 hours. Where is he going to play? What are you going to do with him? Tyreke, I mean.
I think he can play several different positions. He'll be playing the two guard, and he'll swing to some one. I think he has the versatility to. Certainly, we know he can play with the ball, but his ability to play off the ball with what we tried to do last year, a lot of movement. His ability to create, as Doug just mentioned. You have a guy like Doug out there spacing the floor. Both of these guys are fit right into what we want to accomplish out there.
And how you finish the game is we'll see, but you see him starting the game off as your second unit?
Yes. No, well, he'll be a guard. Both he and Corey will play together, and how we finish, that will be determined, once we get into season.
Hey, Nate, chemistry is so important right down here. How do these guys fit into the chemistry of this team?
Well, that was one thing that, Kevin and I and Chad talked about. That chemistry is very important as far as, these guys coming in here, being comfortable. They feel a need. We know that we need this type of talent. We've talked about them and their roles, coming in here and playing. Chemistry is big. We had great chemistry last year with our group. And we wanted to make sure that we focused on that in signing free agency. So, these guys will be, right now I'm looking at Corey and Tyreke and Doug coming off the bench at that 1, 2, and 3 position. We'll finish up the rotation as we get into the season.
To follow up on that, Tyreke, you've been a starter most of your career. What are your thoughts on coming off the bench and playing that type of role?
Just want to help the team win. I like the win. Good game, bad game, just we winning. And everybody on the same page, that's all I care about.
Doug, statistically, it appears your best stretch of play might have come with Dallas last year. Were you used differently in that system? Is that the way to get the most out of you, and how were you used down there?
Yeah, Coach Carlisle did a great job with me, just allowing me to move around out there, coming off screens, coming off pin downs. I'm not a guy that really needs the ball in my hands a lot to be successful. I think my best strength is moving without the basketball, and that alone I feel like can put pressure on the defense. So just like Tyreke said, I want to win. And in Dallas, I felt like I was used the best. And like I said, just moving out the ball, and I feel like I'm gonna make every shot. I just have confidence in my shooting ability.
Kevin, adding a talent like this, some of the things he's done in the league as a rookie and then last year, the list of players he's on is kind of remarkable. Is there anything surprising? Are you surprised you're able to get a guy this good? I mean, I've been here 4 years, far and away the best free agent, and you're good. But far and away the best free agent.
That didn't sound like that.
I'm going to get you a loan later and you'll see. But you will see. But anyway, are you?
When we were going through the beginning of it, of free agency, we started writing up, our wish list, and you rank them, and then you re-rank them, and you go through, and Tyreke kept coming up as number one. And then we look at, well, if you put him in this position and our model in a different position, and he would come up number one. The thing I think that makes him so special is that he can affect a game by a couple different things. He can go get a big rebound. He's a great rebounding guard. He's a great passer. But in this league, the things that are making players of his caliber so good is his size, strength, and ability to get where he wants to on the court. He can get wherever he wants on the court. There's no doubt about that. And you look at some of the really good teams in the East and in the West, other than the Warriors, but you have to have two guys that can make plays. A lot of times we saw in the playoffs last year that with Victor in the pick and roll, they could take him out of his best thing. They would soft double it, they would hard double it, but they would get him making passes. But if you have two playmakers on the court with shooting and being able to space, it's tough to defend. In this league, you got to score points. It's like the best teams are putting up big numbers. You got to go right back at them, and you got to be able to outscore a lot of these teams. And Doug being out there, his spacing, his ability to curl and pin downs is a special talent. But I see Tyreke in a role where it's not so much his statistics, because he could go get 25 and 5 on any team. What makes him special is I think he can make everybody around him better. And that's in that second, in that first, I see them, Victor and him playing together. That's Nate's. That's totally up to Nate. But I think that's where the specialness comes, in that having two guys out there. We struggled, Greg, with when Victor went out. We were 0-8. I believe that given a healthy team with Tyreke and Doug, and maybe we'll add a new guy here in the next couple of days, that we'll have the ability to withstand that a little bit. Because I was told by Larry Bird many times that if you've got two guys that can go get 25 in a night, you got a chance. You get three, you're really good. And now I feel like we've got two really solid scorers, creators. And I think what will make them special is you'll see Victor makes the right pass all the time. And I have no doubt Tyreke will do the same thing, whether it's being double team or if it's single coverage and going in attack. I really believe that those guys want to play the right way, and that's what excites me the most.
Kevin, you talked before free agency about the importance of the trade market. Are you any less likely to go that route now that you've got two guys, and we believe three guys, who are going to be coming in as free agents?
I don't understand the question.
Well, you talked a lot about being aggressive in the trade market. Well, you just brought in. Yeah. Does that make sense now?
I really thought the trade market would have been a lot stronger. You looked at the trade deadline this past year. It wasn't very strong. There wasn't a lot of trades. And then you look at the summer, it wasn't. I think probably all these shorter contracts that teams are signing, that's where your trades are coming from, is signing guys in the summer. It's like the free agency is where you can change your team. And For us, we grabbed two guys right in the middle of their, best years. And hopefully we sign another guy here in the next few days. So we really wanted a timeline that was really congruent, like we want everybody peaking at the right time in the next couple of years. And we think we have that chance now. We got a couple young guys coming up, but you got a lot of guys on our team that are right in their prime and have a chance to be playing their best basketball.
It's been reported Kyle O'Quinn's been signed. Can you address that, or are you not allowed to?
You guys usually get it before us. So I can't confirm, but you guys are pretty good.
Well, Shams Charania is pretty good.
Kevin, just to clarify, there were some reports that after you made the decision not to pick up Lance's option, that there was an attempt to go back and get him. Was there any attempt to sign him to another contract?
We were talking to him. We stayed in constant communication with him. And at the end of the day, Lance gave us some great years, and we love Lance. We love Lance on the court. We love Lance off the court. Sometimes, he was the best player on our team, and sometimes he was the best player on the other team. But we love Lance, and we wish him the best. And there was an opportunity for him to come back, and we understand that, he really wanted to go with the Lakers. We really understand that. It's a sort of a dream, and I think when LeBron calls you up and says, I want you, it's hard for him to turn that down. But we're here for me with two players I feel like have a chance to be major parts of a really good team and an upgrade, and that's what's important to us.
Also, a lot of one-year contracts around the league, and you yourself have done that. What's next summer's free agent situation going to be like for you in particular? There's going to be a lot of options out there.
Well, I would say this, that if we have the season like we want to have this year, our free agents will be the priority, because I think this team has a chance to grow this year. I think we have a chance to come together, and if our culture is strong and we buy into playing for each other, we'll have a good year. And so that makes it easy, because I already know those guys. Nate and I know those guys, and so they become our priority in free agency. That being said, there's special free agents every year. They're challenging to get. The top free agent gets they get recruited by 15, 20 teams. So you're in a high competitive environment. And, I think we've proven over the last couple of years that sometimes splashy is good, but sometimes adding really good kids who are hungry and come from a little of the unloved, we kind of embrace. Some guys get overlooked. We like the overlooked and the unloved. And so we're not about splashy. We're about trying to do the right thing with the right players at the right time, and then working our butt off. Nate does a phenomenal job of this, of getting guys to come in here and being part of something bigger than themselves. And that's what we're about. So maybe we don't hit the splashy guys. In my opinion, I think these two guys are, but maybe nationally not. But they mean more to us than some of those splashy guys. These are the guys we wanted. We got the guys we wanted. And at the end of the day, let's go play.
Is the door closed on Al Jefferson, or is there still an option that he might be?
I think we had a lot of conversations with Al. We will miss his role if he goes. I think he plans on going overseas and playing. But I feel good about who we're looking at for that same role, because, like I said all year, I felt like, and Nate believes this as well, that Al was our most important player. And so the thing that I've learned in my 20 years in this league is sometimes the guy that's good enough to play but doesn't and brings a positive influence, that guy is critical to what we do. So we're studying guys, we're talking to guys, but we feel like we've got one earmarked, and we feel like he's going to be perfect for that role. So I think Al's going to go overseas, but we got another person that we feel good about.
Tyreke, you signed a one-year deal, but is this a team where you might want to stay here for even longer than that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just about me just staying healthy and playing my game, and let everything fall into his hands. And go with it after that.